me and in general with my generation, what I believe is that we have stopped cutting slack and compare our journey with others. Even if we stop comparing ourselves with others, they will find something new that to weigh ourselves down. And I wonder where exactly is this coming from. It surprises me sometimes that how do we find new ways to cancel ourselves and to like negate ourselves, discount ourselves. It's just
Wow.
quite surprising.
Hey Avantika, how are you doing?
Hi Praveen, I've been doing great. I tried to wake up, at 9 and try to get on with my morning chores. So yeah, it's been just days with not a rigid timetable to say.
How nice. I like having flexible timetables. Well, that's just me, I guess, but I'm not sure. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's good to have a flexible timetable for some time, but then being in that momentum for a very long time makes you feel a little agitated and irritated, and then you wish that you could go back to those school timetables and college timetables and like have something to keep yourself busy with all the time.
Interesting. So, in some sense, what you're referring to is also being productive, if I'm not wrong. Is that
Right.
what you're hinting to?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back in my hometown. I was quite excited to move back initially, and my parents were also quite excited to have me here. But then it's just every brown household ever. And then I was here. I was here for like a week, a couple of weeks, and then they were like, "Now it's time. You get back into your timetable." And then you start, doing things that you intended to do in the first place. So yeah, it's good for some time, but then after a point, it makes you a little jittery and anxious, I feel.
So, you said get back into timetable. I mean, timetable almost sounds like school to me, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, their lingo. And then they've always, because as kids, we've always been into like some structured routine. Even when I was back in Delhi to like for my master's, I would be in college up till 5 and then come back and then do, other things. And then I would also go for my morning classes, yoga classes. So they just had this at the back of their mind that, oh, she must be doing this at this time and she must be doing that at that time.
So, in their ideal world, you would have been working right now. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
I think, I don't blame them. It's just how, we are conditioned, and it's better to keep yourself busy doing something than to just sit and think about it and start spiraling. So that's one way to look at it. And then probably these are not setbacks, but like time to understand, settle down, figure things out. So I'm just taking it slow, but at the same time, not trying to slow myself down completely in terms of productivity and also in terms of things that I wanted to do when I would be very busy and not, being able to take out time for just like swimming and like getting back to pottery a little. So I also feel good sometimes to be able to have that privilege to do all of these things now.
That's amazing. So, coming back to how the job market is, right? Now, apparently, there aren't many jobs out there. How does this uncertainty make you feel?
So how my I would work is that I would not think a lot. I mean, I would of course have a lot of concerns about how my life is going to look like after 5 years, 10 years. But now that I'm in that flow, I just don't think a lot, and I'm in that moment and I'm trying to figure like my immediate goals out because I can't do things differently now. I mean, what's done is done.
So, where does the confusion lie? Like, where does the kind of abstractness in terms of what you're doing or what you're going after lies?
Because it's a very familiar environment. I've lived here and it's just so comfortable being home. So it was, and then my goal initially became to get out of this procrastination and get out of this cushion that I've created for myself, and pull myself out of this comfort zone, and make myself more uncomfortable, and learn something new every day. But yeah, it's not like it's been going as I thought of, as I planned, but I try to do something, learn something new that I'm completely unaware of. So yeah.
There's something I'm seeing here, if I may share. As a culture, we look at productivity as a virtue. If you're relaxing for long enough, and even I'm guilty of this, right? If you're relaxing for long enough, one would start feeling guilty, yeah, or almost as if one is not doing enough with their lives. Where do you think that's coming from? It's almost as if that's common to all of us as humans, more or less.
you know every time we go on social media or we talk to our friends, and they are probably busy doing something, and then it just hits you that, oh, I don't have anything to talk about. I mean, I am not exactly doing something that I can talk about later with my friends, or like just say that, oh, I'm exhausted and I'm tired. So sometimes it's just that it hits you that, oh no, you really need to be swamped with something, or be busy with something, so that at least you feel good about it later. It's a very twisted approach, but yeah, I think it's how like a Gen Z brain works, probably.
The fact that you had the need to be able to do something in order to then, let's say, if you were to speak to your friends, there isn't much to share about. And then you would seem uninteresting to them, right?
Me, and in general with my generation, what I believe is that we have stopped cutting slack, and compare our journey with others. Even if we stop comparing ourselves with others, they will find something new that to weigh ourselves down. And I wonder, where exactly is this coming from? It surprises me sometimes that how do we find new ways to cancel ourselves, and to negate ourselves, discount ourselves. It's just
Wow.
quite surprising.
Are you sure this is not just you and a lot of other people? So, have you spoken to people around you, and do they share the same thing?
I have other friends also who are of my same age, or my colleagues, and all in all, when we talk, there's something that will there's always something that they say, or they mean. They're self-sabotaging themselves, or they're just uh, they doubt themselves. So I feel like this common trait of just not feeling comfortable in your own skin.
I can also imagine that you all are still very young and there's a lot of time left to prove yourselves, and the kind of social validation or work related validation often does take time sometimes to come your way. And here's the sad truth, right? Let's say even if you find social validation, it quickly fades off, and then you have to have another dose of it in order to feel
Yeah.
validated. So it's a kind of a vicious loop.
I think a good dose of vanity is good. I mean, everybody needs that, like to boost themselves, or like. But yeah, I feel like in no time it becomes too much. Like it becomes overwhelming, and then we crave for it, and then that's how our entire system uh, builds on. So I think the premise is a little to talk about here.
Something in what you shared just hints me to the
Yeah.
fact that there is an ideal life or a reward that we have kind of internalized within ourselves in the past that we would like to get to or achieve, and perhaps what informs that is also what we see on social media and the rest, right? And somewhere we see each action that we do in the day isn't helping us get there. Somewhere does it resonate or ring a bell?
Yeah, it totally rings a bell, quite loud here. It has a lot to do with this castles that we have built. I mean, the fundamentals or the foundation of these castles, I don't think are strong enough. And also, there's no going back. There's just we keep building more and more stories onto that castle. We start making it unrealistic, also, if I were to say, and then we get disappointed towards the end of the day once we see it shaking.
All right. So quickly, I want to also cover the second point, where you had mentioned about sharing something worthwhile with your friends at the end of the day. Where do you think that need
Yeah.
comes from?
It may be my dearest friend, my closest friend, but somewhere in my head, if there's no momentum, like if there's no movement in my life right now, and if they are doing, their thing, their stuff, they're dealing with life, as much as I would not want to feel bad about myself, it hits me. It hits me really hard that, oh God, am I losing my prime time? What am I doing? And I should be doing the same thing. I should also be, busy the entire day and then cry about it at the end of the day. That, oh, this is how it happened. Office was so hectic, but then somehow it's just not happening, and it kind of becomes overwhelming.
So there is this ideal lifestyle, which perhaps only money can buy, right? The reading, the pottery, the swimming are great. And then comparison kicks in. And we say, wow, hey, I am left behind. I want to be there. I have similar dreams. But now this pottery and the swimming just feels like a waste of time because this isn't helping me get to my dream, my lifestyle that perhaps money can buy.
Yeah, and it's so, I don't know, it's so weird that these activities, like going for a pottery session or like going for a yoga class, somehow sounds very fancy, and it sounds like you're not taking your life seriously and you just want to have fun. So even if, even if I'm doing pottery, even if it's a very low maintenance thing to do, somehow I'll make myself believe that, wow, I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the curse of being a human is the grass is always greener on the other side. Like there's so many people who have worked their entire lives, and in the end they feel like it has amounted to nothing. They have all the money, they have the lifestyle, they have a house, but they feel like, oh, there's something missing, and that is when they go join a pottery class.
Right. No matter, how much you water it, I don't know what is it that you always feel that it's greener on the other side. No matter what.
Well, it is what it is. Thank you so much, Avantika, for your time and sharing everything that you're going through in your life so vulnerably.
And it's been great talking to you, talking about what I'm feeling out loud. So this is a sign for everybody to like talk more about how they're feeling.
Well, actually, that's the idea. I mean, the
Yeah.
idea of this podcast is also to be able to open up, be vulnerable,
Yeah.
speak out your heart, share honestly what you're feeling. And in case if you're listening out there and you wish to share something, do reach out to us. You can write to us on thatwellnessapp@gmail.com. I'll repeat that again. It's thatwellnessapp@gmail.com. And we'll be very happy to have you on the show or even just randomly speak to you. Thank you so much, Avantika. Hope you have a great day. And I hope all your dreams come true.
Thank you for having me, and the feeling has been likewise. Have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.